Nick Bosa and Fred Warner are injured. Both might play. If they do, they'll be less than 100%. Nick Bosa got his bell rung hard. I mean, he was
Like
falling
DJ
face
Jones,
first.
right?
Yeah, he was falling face first and got kneed in the face. It looked a lot
Yeah,
like
he didn't see it coming. That's the thing.
It looked a lot like the Trent Cannon one in Seattle. Now, Trent Cannon left on a stretcher. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as high velocity, but got his belt. I'm not even sure he's going to play in this game. If he does play, he'll be less than 100%. Same with Warner. Warner was down I thought he tore his ACL. And I couldn't believe it's just an ankle injury. Like, wow. Okay. Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, as you probably saw.
Was he just being dramatic, or are we not getting the full story here?
Okay, so first off, we won't go into too much mudslinging at Warner. I think people know my opinion on Warner's manhood. Regardless, I have never in my life seen anyone scream or cry above the age of 12 on a minor ankle sprain. Never. I've seen a 14-year-old when I was playing football yell the F word because he was pissed it was going to take him out of the game. But he was rolling around on the ground in more pain than some of my comrades do when they get shot. I've seen guys get shot who just sit there just gripping it and more pissed off than in pain. And Fred Warner put on this thespian, theatrical, Shakespearean performance of pain. And you know what I said at the time? I was easing up on Fred Warner. I turned to my father and I said, that's a guy who's missed one game in his career. Yeah. He might not be strong, but he's tough.
Yeah.
And I was like, for him to be in that much pain, his knee must have spontaneously combusted.
It was like
I thought
it was non-contact.
His MCL, and then all of a sudden, like less than 5 minutes later, he's jumping up and down on the sidelines.
It's like, what?
What? Okay, so
remember Paul Pierce?
He had a little boo-boo, and I think someone needs to go get the little boy some ice cream.
I think the same thing that happened to Paul Pierce 10 years ago when he everyone thought he blew out his knee and they carried him out and then he came running back to play. He was like, what happened to you, Paul? You were good the whole time? Oh.
All right. As a 49ers fan, I'm sitting there, watching it with the Ravens and an Eagles fan, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, that's our starting linebacker. Yeah. It was embarrassing for him, for his name, for his girlfriends, or his fiancée, I should say, and the team. But regardless, let's go back into, now the emotions are out of the way, going into his ankle. It's a low-grade ankle sprain. He's a guy who should not practice at all. Fred Warner knows the playbook. He's the smartest guy on the defense, might be the smartest guy on the team, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's not a guy who needs to practice. He knows how to beat Aaron Rodgers. He can sit in the film room. This is a guy who just needs to keep his ankle iced. And I mean, he should be icing it 4 times a day. He should be sleeping with no wrap whatsoever, his foot out from under the covers. They need to baby this thing and see where he is on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
We do need him because remember that the first play after he comes out, Dak Prescott attacks his replacement where they double coverage to what is their left, his right. And that was the wrong defensive reaction. And they let a guy get uncovered. And that was not the safety's fault. That was, I think, was it Al-Shair's fault? He was supposed to cover that guy. You know the play where they scored their touchdown, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Right. So that's the issue. Is Fred Warner's really important with quarterbacks that can dice up your defense with accurate passes. Aaron Rodgers does not want to see Fred Warner out there. I think we can survive without Bosa. I think Omenahu is inspired. I think the rest of the guys on the line, DJ Jones, Eric Armstead, Ebukam, the rotational pieces we have, I really think they can hold this fourth down. We are deep. I don't know if it's even ethical to ask Bosa to play on Sunday. It's a brain injury. Let's put that out there. Mm-hmm. What are the long-term effects if he gets his bell rung one more time?
Right. Also, it's not up to the Niners or Nick. The whole thing
it's concussion protocol.
Yes. It's not about how big the game is or how important the player is. It's an independent concussion protocol. If he's not ready.
But let me say this. I don't always believe that the medical professionals in the NFL have the player's best interest at mind. If Tom Brady was in question on Sunday, they'd clear him.
Right, because they don't have the clout to that takes a lot of power, right? Hey, Tom, you're not playing. Sorry. You have to, because it's probably a little bit of gray area. Like what you have to report.
Here's the thing. NFL is a business. Not having Brady play is bad business. Rodgers not playing, bad business. Bosa is still a superstar. So I want to say there's going to be a little lenience to the concussion protocol, but I think the Niners need to also look at this realistically.
But what I want to say, I'm with you. I think Bosa will probably play for the reasons you just stated. But I think if he plays and Warner plays, they're going to be less than 100%. and that's going to be a factor.
And is that good?
I mean, it's not good for the Niners, no. But it's not. I mean, it doesn't mean they're going to lose. I mean, it's definitely a factor.
I think Omenahu showed that a 100% Omenahu is better than a less than 100% Bosa. He could be. And again, if we can get through this game, where I do think the matchup is really good for the Niners. The Packers are a great team. They also match up well against us, particularly Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers. But as far as their defense versus our offense, as long as we stick to the run game, I think we can sack, metaphorically, Aaron Rodgers by taking the clock away.